Wild animals tend to be rare wherever there are people around. When the people leave, they become less rare, as in the case of the wolves that have returned to some villages in Italy now that those villages are in decline. Recently, attempts have been made to bring back wolves in areas from which they have been eliminated. Farmers protest. Some kind of balance must occur between concerns for the wolves and concerns about the wolves. If an area is low in a variety of species, it is either because extinction, or the total death of local populations, has occurred, or because the area cannot hold more species. Extinction is generally considered a bad thing. There are 4 basic reasons why we should preserve species and populations from extinction, even mosquitoes. I will present them in descending order of significance. First, I see all plants and animals as masterpieces left to us from the past. Every species on Earth has literally billions of years of history behind it. Its ancestors lived through one crisis after another, day by day, year by year, and century by century. They have effectively taken advantage of all the good times and somehow survived the bad. They have changed in response to some pressures, and hid from others. It is horrible that the history of any species should be brought to an end by careless human activity and ignorance. The second reason is a more practical one. There is much to be learned by careful study of any species, and so few species have been carefully studied that the extinction of a species, particularly an unstudied species, is like burning a book before it has ever been read. There is no guarantee as to what would be learned by the study, but the world would be a poorer place if the species were not there to be studied. The third reason is that wild species of many kinds produce items useful for humans. On a very practical level, species extinction is generally bad for medicine and for other business. The wide variety of herbal medicines in the health food shop of your local shopping center will demonstrate how many and how unusual are the virtues attributed to relatively rare plants. Finally, if a particular species is found in a community, it obviously has some role in the community. Should that species be eliminated, whatever the role of that species had been, it is no longer precisely filled, although various competitors can and do take over parts of the role. And what usually happens when a species is eliminated from some region? Its parasites will also be eliminated. Its hunters will be hungrier. Its prey will perhaps become more abundant, and in some cases there may be other effect. Grass may grow taller, sheltering more mice, or some tree may be unable to germinate its seed. Although the elimination of one species may not always result in a wave of other disappearances, some species are certainly more critical than others. Also, I believe most strongly that the actual global extinction of any species does real damage to the richness of the world. Preventing species extinction is equivalent to passing masterpieces on to coming generations.